Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Adam Ratliff with Adam So Fun, and today I'm in the kitchen. I am doing so much today, and I'm making soup, and I'm making matzo ball soup. A friend is having a procedure, so you gotta do something nice. So I'm doing that right now, getting the oven preheated. It looks like it is preheated. Hold on. These gotta go in. Sorry. So I'm getting the oven preheated and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't have time to make my video. I am totally like making it today because it's due tomorrow. I think today is the 21st, October 21st, 2021. In case you're watching this and it's not on Friday. So I'm just gonna do a really quick what's going on. If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I know some of you aren't on social media, so this is why I want to tell you. We are doing a quilt cruise with Stitch in Heaven. I will link them below. So all the info is going through them. All I know is I'm going to be cruising with all of you if you go. It's going to be, I believe, lecture demo classes. There's going to be 12 classes that you are free to kind of go and jump in and out of. Bahamas cruise, and that's pretty much all I know. I know what I'm teaching, but we're cruising in 2022. That's right. It's November. God, I think it's the 14th or the 18th or something like that. I don't even know the dates. I'm horrible. But we're cruising. Again, link below. We hit 5,000 followers. We did this like at the beginning of the month. It's beyond my mind. I can't believe you all. You're amazing, fabulous, gorgeous, fantastic, stunning. All of those keywords we like. But I'm going to give away a big prize pack in November. Because I have to, I leave on Monday, so I'm only here for 2 more days. And then I wanted to be home to do it. We'll give you, it's all going to be done here on YouTube. I'll give you a week to sign up and all that stuff. And basically, you're going to leave a comment kind of thing. But I know that the prize pack is already over $500 because I've been buying stuff. And it's just some of my favorite things. Most of them to do with long arming. But then we'll do almost all of them to do with long arming, right? But I'm going to get some thread in there, so thread can be used anywhere. I've been talking to people that I work with and saying hey, can I get something to give away? So we'll have some other things in there. But, so you don't have to be a long armor. I mean, if you win it and you don't long arm, buy a long arm. You'll have a lot of stuff for it. And if you don't want a long arm, sell it. I don't care. But I'm giving it away. So 5,000 followers. Today, we are jumping into the reposition function. So we're going to talk about that sidebar, what those buttons do, when, why might you use this. I use reposition all the time. I mean, it's one of my favorite buttons. So you don't want to miss that. Anything else? I'm probably forgetting a ton of stuff. There's just, my mind is going too fast for what has to actually happen today. So we're going to jump into the video. Sorry I look a mess. Yeah. It's been one of those days. I've been going since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's almost 5, and I haven't stopped yet. So, yeah, we're going to jump in the video. As always, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, and don't forget to follow me on social media, Adam So Fun with an SEW on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you in the video in a second. All right, everyone, here we are again, and we are back in ProStitcher, and today we are going to be talking about, let's see, I'm going to move this, the Reposition tab. So, or the reposition and under the modify tab. So remember, we're always tabs, ribbon, sidebar. So I'm going to tap on modify. I've opened a design, and so now I can tap on reposition. So here is the reposition tab. I'm working in simulator. You can tell this because my crosshairs are green, and green crosshairs mean you're in simulator. Reposition works by using your crosshairs as that reference point. So anything we use over on that sidebar, it's using the crosshairs as the reference. So if my crosshairs are here, and I want to use reposition, I hit start point, it's going to move the start point of the design to my crosshairs, to my needle, because remember, the crosshairs represent your needle in your ProStitcher universe. Same thing, I can use endpoint, and it's going to move the endpoint to my crosshairs or my needle. I can use center, so let me center my crosshairs. And, oh, I guess I should put them up here. When I hit center, it's going to center the design to my crosshairs. So let's think about that center really quick. Let's say I have a triangle, file design open, and I pick this right triangle. And I have this right angle triangle. I'm going to move my crosshairs down here. If I use the center, you would think it's going to pop in around in this area, but watch what happens. It uses the bounding box. I'm going to come into view and turn this on. It uses the bounding box as our reference point. So really, that's what you're getting in the center of. You're getting the center of that bounding box. Watch what happens if I rotate. We know how to use rotate because we did that yesterday. I'm going to rotate it one way to the left, or I guess that was to the right, and hit center. And now my center reference point is different because it's using that bounding box as your reference to find the center. I'm going to turn those bounds off and close that design. So just be aware that that's what's going on if you have a triangle. It doesn't always work that great. We have drag and drop over here. We use drag and drop, or I use drag and drop all the time. How that works, I'm going to select drag, and now when I move my crosshairs, the design moves with me. I use this all the time because if I need something to move just a little bit, if I want it to nudge it just a tiny bit, but more so than what nudge would do, I'm going to use drag and drop, and I can be really precise using my machine because I'm going to move my machine. We used 0 last time. 0 is different because some designs are digitized where the design has a place to live. Like if you've watched the poinsettia video, I could hit 0 with HQV files. They have to be HQV files, which basically means you have to get files from Quiltable because they're the only ones who have them. But if they're digitized with a XY placement point, that 0 will stick them into the point they're supposed to be. I'm going to turn my ruler on, the bars on the side as our reference. So right now I'm about at 2.5 at 11 or something. If they don't have those designs in, I believe it moves the start point to it moves the start point to your crosshairs. So I can move that and hit 0. But I would hit start point because to me, that's smarter because you know you're moving the exact thing. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. I use these all the time because let me go back to, let me open a few things. I'm going to open just a square. I think it's called square 4x4. Alphabetical order, Adam. And I'm going to change the square to 10 inches. And then I baselined it, that's fine. And then I want to open a few triangles. Let's do a feather triangle. File design open. And how about this leaf? Leaf bouquet looks fantastic. If you're ever just like, oh, I want to stitch something, and you stitch leaf bouquet with variegated thread, oh my gosh, it looks so good. All right, so I have these triangles. If I want to put both of these, I want one of them up here and one of them down in the bottom right. I first need to make the triangle look like my design. So I'm going to rotate this one, and I'm going to select over here and rotate this one. Now, these move the design to put the placement at the crosshairs. So if I say top left, I have this leaf. If I say top left, it's going to take the top left corner of the bounding box and put it at my needle. If I say bottom right, it's going to do the same thing. So remember, the reposition kind of references that bounding box. But if I wanted this to be right in this corner, I'm going to move my crosshairs. Usually this is a block on our screen or on our quilt top. I'm going to put my needle right at the corner of that block, bottom right. And I can come over here and do the same thing on the top left, pick my next design, top left. And now I've put perfect placement of getting those designs into that block. So I do this a lot. I use the center a lot. I think there's a 4. Let me see. I think there's a 4x4 block in here. I need this. Look, see, now I'm just going crazy. You're like, what are you doing? You're not walking us through it. I'll show you in a second. So let's modify and resize this, because this is more about you seeing what button or what they do, not like how to do it. That's a different class. All right, I have this circle design. I want to stick this design right here. And we're going to pretend this is a four patch. So let me zoom in. This is a 4-patch block on my quilt top. I have 600 of them on my quilt top, and I want to put this in each one. So you could kind of go fuss and do a lot of stuff, but the easiest way, I can put my crosshairs right on the intersection of that four patch. Remember, this is on my quilt top, not on the ProStitcher. I'm just putting that design there so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm putting my crosshairs right at that intersection. I'm going to come over to reposition, and I'm going to hit center. I have my design selected. And now I've centered that block on my 4-patch. So easy. You have 5 of them. You just come up here, you say edit, duplicate, 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 duplicate. I think I got 5, maybe I got 6. And you move to your 4-patch, modify, center. Pick the next one. Move to your 4-patch, modify, center. Pick the next one. Move to your 4-patch, center. And you just go around and you center all these on your 4-patches. It's so easy. And people are like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. A lot of people don't. They don't know how the buttons work. That's why I'm making these. Oh, look, I opened a ton. So that's how the center works. We're going to come back. I'm going to bottom house refresh and zoom in here because we have one more. Let's select something and reposition. And so that's top right, bottom right. We did 0. We did drag and drop, center, start and end. I'm not really sure what current does, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen it not dark. I'll find out what it does and, I don't know, tell you somewhere. And then last but not least, nudge. This is like when you're starting to custom quilt. Remember, we're always charging more. Custom quilting, charge more. I'm going to come over here and maybe I center or I place this. I'm trying to drag and drop this. There we go. And it's placed about right there. I'm going to turn my ruler off. And I'm like, ooh, my placement isn't good. What nudge does, I'm going to click and it's going to move it the direction that I want. So it makes it really easy to kind of get things to fit just right. It's like what we did in rotate. When we did the custom rotation, this will just move those designs just right so you can fit them in there. This one, this leaf bouquet, this side of the leaf comes out a little farther than the other side. So sometimes I just nudge that in a little bit, will come up a little bit, and now it fits a little bit better than it did. So, so this is the reposition tool. I know I kind of flew through it because I have a ton of stuff going on in the background, but this is a reposition tool. Touch the buttons. Get used to them. Get used to realizing, get used to using those crosshairs. They're there for a reason. It makes life so much easier. I was just teaching last week and someone's like, oh, I didn't know that's what that did. I've never used that. And then we were kind of laughing because I'm like, oh, you're going to use it all the time now. And they're like, yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to use it all the time. So that is the reposition tool. We will see you right. Oh, really quick. The other thing with nudge, if you have designs, I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to delete these. File, close, selected. And I'm just going to pick that up. And I'm duplicating that only so I can get some things opened at my crosshairs. So I have this design. It is, we're going to say 10 inches wide. I can look over on my sidebar and it says it's 10 inches. If I want these 2 inches spaced, like maybe I'm doing a layout for a whole cloth. I don't know. You're doing something. But you want these moved over, I can come set this. So we know the design is 2 inches or is 10 inches. If I set this to 12, hit enter. Now every design is going to be shifted 12 inches. So there's going to be a perfect 2 inches between each one. I can pick up my next one and hit it twice, and then pick up my next one and hit it 3 times, and then pick up my next one and hit it 4 times. Uh-oh, I hit 5. Let's do this one 4. Just so you can see what I'm saying. See how it's just filling in the gaps? So that is the other thing with nudge. You can, if you know the distance, you can set your rows and then just nudge them down and set everything up. It's fantastic. Get in, play, hit buttons. Thank you. We'll see you back here in a second. All right, everyone. So that was the reposition tab. I am enjoying an absolute mango mule. I decided I'm going to have a cocktail. I'm not driving, and I just have work to do. But that was the reposition tool. I use those top left and bottom left and top right, bottom right buttons all the time. And center. I mean, most people don't even know that they can center the design, or they know they can do it. They just don't understand like when they would do it. When I have 4 patches, that center is getting done all the time. And it was one of the first buttons I really learned to use. So play around a reposition. That nudge function is your best friend if you're going to start custom quilting things for people. Get in there, hit buttons, have fun. You're probably not going to break it. You can always hit undo. So, as always, thank you for joining me. Follow me on all those other socials. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. If you're in Houston, oh, that's the other announcement I forgot. I'll be in Houston next week. If you're in Houston at Festival, come say hi. Let's snap a picture. Hashtag me, Adam's So Fun with an SEW. And yeah, let's get out there. Let's share quilting. I just love it. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video, everyone. Bye.